All right, what's up, YouTube? This is Take Five Podcast. I'm Aaron Action.
I'm Trex Nasty.
I'm Dustin.
Sam the man.
Today's guest from the band Roxy May, lead vocalist and guitar player Matt Starr. Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, anytime, man. All right, today's topic is top 5 Motley Crue songs. All right, Matt, what's you have for number 5?
Okay, well, number 5 is definitely, without a doubt, the most overplayed Motley Crue song yet. It holds a soft spot in my heart because it was the first song I ever learned on guitar by Motley Crue, and I remember playing it in a cover band at my brother's wedding, and it's Kickstart My Heart. Someone had to do it, so.
Yeah,
Good pick,
That's
man.
cool. I mean, yeah, I knew somebody would have it, but yeah, it's man, it wasn't a hit for nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
And the
killer
Ronnie
riff, yeah.
Montrose homage intro, you know?
Oh, the motor scooter song?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a ripoff of that, yeah.
Well, I think it was like a homage to him, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, Sam, what'd you have for number 5?
My number 5 is the off the wall song Hell on High Hills.
Nice.
That's like later stuff. What album was that off of? Like Generation Swine or
New Tattoo, right?
New Tattoo?
Yeah, New Tattoo.
Yeah, right on. All right, Dustin, what'd you have for number 5?
Well, I went the opposite spectrum of Sam's pick. I went to the very start for the band. The song that probably helped get him signed to Elektra Records. The first single they ever put out, Toast of the Town.
Nice.
yeah. That was a cover, right?
No, that's a Motley Crue original.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, other bands have covered it.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Floyd,
thinking.
yeah, but
Yeah.
that's a Motley Crue song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that song. It's on my list.
Oh, yeah.
As it should be.
All right, Trex, what'd you have for number 5?
All right. These are hard choices of one of the greatest bands that ever come out of the 80s. So I picked one song from all 5 albums in that decade. My number 5 is kind of the route that Matt took off of Dr. Feelgood, except for it wasn't really a hit. Slice of Your Pie.
Mm.
Yeah, I like that song, man.
Yeah, it's one of the few songs I like on that album.
Right on. All right, so I'm going like totally different than everybody. All right, this song was originally written by Simple Plan, but never released it. So Bob Rock offered it to Motley Crue. Off the Red, White, and Crue album, my number 5 is If I Die Tomorrow.
Love that
See, I don't
song.
even know that.
Yeah, that's a good song. I didn't know that though. I didn't
Yeah,
know it was a Simple Plan song.
yeah. Nikki Sixx, he kind of changed up a bit, lyrics and musically, but I mean, yeah, it's a Simple Plan song, and I always want to hear their version of it to see, how it sounded.
Yeah.
That's
Did you know that, Matt?
No, man, I did not. I didn't know that. Like you hit me with one that I had no clue about.
Really?
Yeah.
This is a good song. All right, Matt, what'd you have for number 4?
Number 4. I'm gonna go with another one off New Tattoo. Actually, that song "Punched in the Teeth" by Love.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just got a killer riff, and it's like a blues. It's like a 12-bar blues, but yet like heavy,
Yeah.
And it's just a cool. I don't know. I've always liked that one. I don't know why, but it's just always stuck in my head.
Well, see, it's awesome because I didn't think anybody would have anything past Dr. Filter, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at Sam. I
All
know
right, so
he don't
Sam,
have anything off of the self-title.
Oh, I know.
all right, Sam.
Early stuff.
All right, so Sam, what'd you have for number 4?
So my number 4, I've always heard it was a filler album. And I've heard it described as their worst album, Theater Pain.
That's their best.
But,
Nah,
Yeah, they had some great songs on there. I love them
fuck
all.
yeah.
I'm not going to put Home Sweet Home on my list, but I love that song. I think Motley Crue was probably the guys that originated the ballad songs. Or
Power ballad.
Yeah.
Power ballad.
Yeah, because every
But,
band after that had to get one.
Yeah, they did. Every band after that had to have a power ballad.
Yeah.
No, I love Theater of Pain, but Tonight We Need a Lover.
That's a good song.
Yeah.
Simple song. The guitar was just awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that song.
Yeah, that is a good song. All right, Dustin. What'd you have for number 4?
Number 4, I went with I'm pretty much going all classic Crew, I guess. This song is, in my opinion, probably their heaviest song, their fucking fastest song. And it was one of the controversial songs with that PMRC bullshit in the 80s. Bastard off Shout at the Devil.
Oh
Right.
yeah, that's a good song.
Yeah,
whole
that
album.
is good.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, Trex, what'd you have for number 4?
All right, I'm going the Sam route on this one. Theater of Pain, and Aaron, you probably know it's one of my favorite songs off the album, City Boy Blues.
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
First song, hell yeah.
yep,
Yeah, that's a good one.
and that is a great album.
All right,
by
my
the way.
number 4. Yeah. All right, my number 4 is probably the most well-known one on my list, off of Dr. Feelgood. Don't Go Away Mad, Just Go Away.
Yep, your
Love
favorite
that
song.
song, man.
Great song.
That's cool.
I'm
I
probably the
That's
only
my
one-
favorite.
I like how the chorus didn't come till the end of the song, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite song off that album. That song was so good. Matt, you guys ever think about covering that one?
We should have, but no, it never did. But we should have. Like that would have
Yeah,
been.
it's like it's kind of like, kind of ballady, but it still rocks,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that one.
All right. Matt, what'd you have for number 3?
I'm just gonna go way back for number 3 to like the Too Fast for Love era. I'm gonna go with Take Me to the Top.
Fuck, that's my
Nice.
number 3.
Oh, sorry.
Great song.
Yeah, that song kicks ass.
A killer riff, and Vince Neil holds out that crazy high note for
Yeah.
forever or whatever.
Good pick, though, man.
Yeah. I don't care what anybody says. Those first few Vince Neil records, man, that dude could sing. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh yeah.
Like, nobody could touch him back then, in my opinion.
No.
And even change of style. I mean, you listen to Too Fast for Love and Shout the Devil, man. That's like, his vocals are so different.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of that, I think, has to do with the producers they used. Because from what I've seen in YouTube videos, like different producers would try to get different things out of him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I think some of that played out, and they did their job as producers, and got amazing vocal performances from them.
It just doesn't sound like the same dude. You know what I mean? It's just
right,
so
and
crazy.
I agree. And that's why I think you get a different producer is going to get a different element out of the band and the individual. Yeah. That's an awesome observation, though. Yeah, and I do agree.
All right. Where we at, Sam? What's your number 3?
I agree. I think those first couple albums, I mean, he would start singing, you knew exactly who it was.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He had that voice that nobody else has or had.
Yeah.
And that's a hard voice to sing, and I think it's hard to do as long as he's done it. Now, my number 3 is coming off an album that I think is, I'm going to say it, it's one of the best albums of all times. Shout at the Devil.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going with the song Looks That Kill.
Oh, wow.
Classic as fuck.
First song I ever heard by them.
Just great.
Video was awesome.
Yeah, good video.
Motley Crue was definitely an MTV band.
Oh yeah.
They were definitely right for that time.
Yep.
I don't think MTV would have been what it was without Motley Crue.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely in the 80s, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Dustin, what's your number 3? We already heard it.
Matt, yeah, I'm gonna switch it out since we do what the fuck we want on here. But
Yeah.
what I will say also about Take Me to the Top, the reason I put it my number 3 is I know from what I've seen, like early shows of theirs before they got signed to Elektra, that's so annoying.
Okay.
That seemed to be the song they opened up with. And could you just imagine seeing them in like one of those like Hollywood LA clubs like the Whiskey or Troubadour and them opening up with fucking Take Me to the Top with the drum roll, and then when they do the fucking stand 3 side by side, I don't know. So that's why it was on my list. But so I'm gonna switch it out for another song off Too Fast for Love. Public Enemy #1.
Nice.
A dude named Lizzie Gray.
Damn. You got my number 2.
Well, Lizzie Gray got a co-writing credit, I guess is the word for this song, because it's kind of the riff to Public Enemy #1 was a riff that Nikki Sixx and Lizzie Gray worked together on in a band called London. And so that's why Nikki Sixx, was cool as fuck about it and used the riff and gave Lizzie Gray the credit, having no idea Motley Crue was going to blow up into what they did. And then I read an interview. Lizzie Gray has since passed away, but I read an interview with him from 2005, 2007, where he was saying he was still getting royalty checks every year for his songwriting credit on that, and it was like $30,000 a year he was still getting.
Damn.
Yeah. So yeah, Public Enemy #1, another good song. Too Fast for Love.
Oh, yeah.
Number 2.
All right, Trex. Well, what's your number 3?
Red Hot from Shot of Devil.
Yeah, hell yeah. Good double bass.
Red Hot. There's no explanation.
Yeah. All right. My number 3, Back to the Theater Pain record. Fight for Your Rights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I used this song in English for Black History. We had I can't remember exactly what it was, but I used this song. And I remember it was a black woman teacher. I remember she made a comment because I put, by Nikki Sixx for copyright shit, even at 14 or whatever I was. But I remember she made a comment. She's like, "Oh, I didn't know that they wrote songs like that," and I got an A on it because it was, so well written, and it's like it's anti-racist song.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
but that's such a great song.
That's a good
All right, Matt, what'd you have for number 2?
For my number 2, I think I'm gonna steal one from Trex. I gotta go with "Slice of Your Pie" off Dr. Feelgood.
Yeah,
Nice.
good song.
Yeah, it's just got the I think on that whole album, Mick Mars just had this massive guitar tone,
Yeah.
and like that song, just because it was so slow and like bluesy, you could really hear the guitar tone really good, and it just has this awesome like swing feel to it. So
He's an underrated guitar player, man.
Yeah,
Super
Oh,
underrated.
yeah. Seriously underrated, definitely.
Yeah. All right, Sam, what'd you have for number 2?
My number 2, On With the Show.
Fuck
Great
yeah.
song.
Yeah.
Great song.
Love
Yep.
that.
Yeah,
I believe I broke 2 cassette tapes because I love that song so much.
That's rad, man.
Yeah, that song is awesome.
Yeah.
That was on my list. All right, Dustin, what's your
All right,
number 2?
My number 2, I'm going to keep it in Theater of Pain. Aaron, you and I have talked about it you and I both agree that's their most underrated album.
Yeah.
Um, Keep Your Eye on the Money.
Good song.
Yeah. And I always felt like they should have done a music video for that song.
Yeah,
I
that
think-
would have been sweet.
I think they could have kept it so like what their image and style was for that album, because we all agree that their image changed every album.
Yeah.
And I think with that look for Theater of Pain, I think it could have like imagine like that look, that Theater of Pain-esque, you know, like theme behind it in like a casino.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
Yeah,
like a roulette
that
table or something.
Yeah, that would have been. I think that would have been just so fucking sweet. But it's a great song. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Most underrated
Sure.
album.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
All right, Trex, what was your number 2?
I have to change it now because someone took my number 2. I'm gonna say "Come On and Dance."
Yeah.
Great
Another
song.
one.
I mean, that whole album is good.
Yeah.
That was a song. You guys remember our first drummer Noodles, probably, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was he always loved like breaking out that when we practiced. Like the drum parts to that song were so crazy, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our ex-drummer used to complain about the cowbells on that album.
Yeah.
He used to say, "Man, there used to be cowbells."
He does some crazy single bass drum shit on that too. That's pretty rad.
Yeah.
All right. All right. My number 2, I actually changed it last minute. I originally had Danger,
Good song. I figured
From
that,
Shadow, but I changed it to Knock 'em Dead Kid.
that
got
would have been
that
on
as
my
an honorable
list.
mention.
The reason I picked this one, because some of you know I'm a huge wrestling nerd, and I've always been a wrestling nerd. So when I was a kid, I kind of combined the two. I would make up wrestlers, and I'd wrestle like pillows and shit. And then when Shane got older, I'd wrestle him. But I had a wrestler named, I called him Knock 'em Dead Kid. And I would come out to the theme song. You know, that was my entrance music for that song. So since I had that story, I picked that as my number 2.
Well, I had that as an honorable mention for the reason that I think that's the best guitar riff on that album. I think it's similar to Looks to Kill, but I think the Knock 'em Dead Kid guitar riff is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember watching a movie. It was like a T-rated British movie, and some punk kids had a radio in that song. They were playing that song. I think I was in the
That's
time this
awesome.
album come out.
What
Right
movie
on.
was that?
I can't remember what it was. It was like some British B-rated film.
Oh.
And they had the spikes and everything, and they were coming out with the boombox and "Knock 'em Dead Kid." Like they played that whole scene with the song.
Right on. All right, Matt, what you have for number 1?
All right. Well, my number 1, I can't believe this one hasn't been said yet, and I'm basing it all off the riff. I think it's one of the coolest riffs out of their whole like catalog. But I gotta go with Livewire for number 1.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Yeah, it's a good song.
I don't know the way, and it's so fast and it just has a ton of energy. I mean,
yeah.
it was a tough call, but I just had to go. I don't know, I had to, you know.
Good pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so punk rock, man.
Oh, fuck
I
yeah.
know. And it has a cool chorus too. You can really it's just the whole song. It's like, I feel like the Ultimate song has like a killer riff, and then a verse that builds up, and then a really cool chorus, and it has all those elements, you know.
I used to sing
yeah.
that in karaoke.
I did too, but I had to drop it a step because it was so high.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
All right, Sam, what'd you have for number 1?
I got to share a couple stories before I give my
Okay.
number 1. So yesterday was my 24th wedding anniversary.
Happy anniversary, man.
Thank you.
Happy anniversary.
When the bachelor party the night before I got married was crazy. So these guys took me to a strip joint and they put me on stage. and it was just random by the DJ. He puts on girls, girls, girls. So I mean, it's a
It was fitting.
yeah, strip joint.
Strip
song,
club.
sure.
Yes, strip club
So-
classic.
Yeah. So they put me on stage and stripped me down to my underwear, and I dance around and I make like $50 during this song. Everybody's laughing so hard. We go, I mean, it was 25 years ago or whatever. And we went back like 2 weeks later, and the DJ still remembered me. And he said it was the funniest thing he ever saw in his life. But I mean, that song, they turned that song on, and I was like,
How drunk were you?
my song. Probably pretty drunk.
You go down in your underwear.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that wouldn't happen today, that's for sure.
Yeah. You go to House of Babes, you ain't doing it today, are you?
No.
But you're
So,
gonna come and play girls, girls, girls.
Right.
I knew that song would come up at some point, you know.
Oh yeah, you play it.
Yeah.
No, we never played that one.
Oh, Wild Side.
Wild Side, yeah.
Well, so my next little thing here is, and Matt's going to shoot me for this.
Why?
I think like Motley Crue was at the top of their game when they broke up, when Vince Neil left. I sort of blame them for the 80s metal scene falling apart.
Really?
Here's where Matt's going to get me. Is Nirvana come in and change everything?
I knew Nirvana was gonna be in this story.
I knew it. So
So you don't hate Nirvana no more. You hate Motley Crue for it.
I blame Motley Crue. I think if they were together, still doing songs at that time, I don't think the grunge scene would have taken over like it was. I mean, Motley Crue was that band at that time that everybody looked to. You had Bon Jovi, then you had Motley Crue. They were the top bands.
Guns N' Roses too, though, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at about that same time, they were falling apart too.
Yeah.
But you
So-
remember, Sam, they did have an album out at that time, just without Vince Neil. Your
Right.
favorite album.
No, Aaron will remember this, and I know I do. I still have nightmares about seeing them in concert.
Yep.
You
Not
saw
gonna-
John Corabi?
Yep.
We were second row center at, I think they
Polaris.
called it the main amphitheater back then. Either that or Polaris back then. But Tommy Lee walks out and he says, they tell us to turn the music down, it's too loud. And he pulls his shorts down and pulls his thing out and he says, they can suck this. And I mean, he's 10 feet away, so it's right in mine and Aaron's face. And I still,
Yeah, we had to duck.
that is true. So that's all the stories.
That's
I
very
wanted to-
damn tall. He had to like go real low.
So now that I've hit so many Motley Crue songs with those stories, I'm going with my number one is All I Need. You're all I
Oh, that's my number one.
Oh yeah, I was going to switch that out if somebody would take in one of mine. Yeah, because that song's amazing. The video is amazing.
Need. Yep. The story behind it. I mean, there's some great songwriters out there, but to think your girlfriend is cheating with some guy, and you take his hit song and turn it into your song about your girlfriend messing with him, that's next level right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wished he would tell the name of that girl and we knew what happened to her. Everything about that song, I just love that song.
Awesome.
That's cool.
It's
Damn it,
funny
man.
because I didn't know that yesterday was your anniversary.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
Like, happy late anniversary. You know, what's fucked up is today would have been my 6-year anniversary.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I never knew that. But anyway, Dustin, what would you?
My number one is, in my opinion, the sleaziest Motley Crue song, the sleaziest glam rock hair band era song that most people probably don't even know is 10 Seconds of Love. Shout at the devil.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Sleazy as fuck lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
See, that would have been my number one, but I knew Dustin had it, so
Yeah. Like we said, any true Motley Crue fan, that is their number one
Yeah.
song.
yeah,
yeah, that's probably the best
You said
Motley
it.
Crue song ever.
True Motley Crue fans, because there's
Yeah.
a ton of motherfuckers that don't know it.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
Yeah, that's like the best song ever.
Yeah.
All right, Trex, what was your number one?
Sam's, but I gotta change it. So I'm going to say All in the Name of Rock and Roll.
Okay.
I remember when I first heard that song was before the album come out. It was on the video for Like Father Like Son trailer, and that song would just rock so hard.
I had that as honorable mention. It's funny because I don't have my top five. I don't have any off of that record.
Well, I
My
went through
number
one
one-
on each album.
Well, I got different albums too, but my number one, which I knew somebody, I knew Sam was going to say on with the show, so I switched mine to Starry Eyes off the Too
It's a
Fast for
great
Love.
song. That's my honorable mention. Yep.
Yeah, man, that was gonna be my honorable mention too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's such a good
Yeah,
song.
great song.
Mhm.
It
Hey,
is on my list.
Matt, do you remember there was a cover band in Columbus called Son of Glam?
I think I do. Yeah.
Because they used to play that live. Me and
Yeah.
Trex like the only ones that knew it.
They played that and
Yeah.
Piece of Your Action together.
Oh yeah.
And me and Aaron was rocking out. They come to Aaron like, what you want to hear next?
Yeah, like it's funny during that song. We used to sing about victories, and they'd play outside.
Yeah.
And when they would do those songs, that's when everybody would go get beer, go to the bathroom, and me and Trex like the only ones rocking out to it. Nobody knew it. Like, come on, man! Like, they got more songs than No Offense, but Kickstart My Heart. You know what I mean? Like they have so much good stuff out there. And to only know the hits, that's crazy.
And like that one had like a little more melodic feel than a lot of the stuff on the first album, I thought.
Yeah, it was like ballady and shit.
Yeah, I consider it a ballad.
Yeah,
So a lot of people probably thought it was just a good original or something like that,
yeah,
Yeah, it could have been.
yeah. Because we talked about that night. Like, how do these people not know this, man? If you're into that kind of music, you should know.
Yeah, we were singing
Anything
it, we were
off those first two
shouting it
records.
word for word.
Yeah,
Everybody's like, just turn their head or go do their own thing. And like, that was the spirit because they were doing all the hits. And then when they did those, everybody else just kind of walked away or just kind of just stood there. They didn't know it.
All right, Matt. You have any honorable mentions?
Honorable mention? Well, it was gonna be Starry Eyes, but I'm not gonna say that one, but I'm gonna say a really odd one. I'm gonna pick the single. It doesn't even sound like a Motley Crue song, but that song "Afraid" off Generation Swine.
Oh, I like that song.
Because it doesn't even sound like what they do, but it just had it was such a good written song, and I like that how the bridge had this like key change, and it almost sounded like a Garbage song for a second, and then it went back to, you know what I mean? Like that band from the '90s, Garbage. It reminded me of that a little bit.
Sure.
That's cool.
I don't know. It was just like complete departure from what they normally do, but I thought it was cool,
Yeah, but they always were changing with the times. Like they
Well,
say,
every
like
album was different.
they say the Karate album was like considered like their grunge record. Like they've always changed with the times.
Yeah.
Sam, you have any honorable mentions?
Actually, Matt just said the one I was thinking. It was
seriously?
on my list, and I just circled it. That "Afraid" was a great song.
Yeah.
You were just glad to have Vince Neil back, wasn't Sam?
Oh man, if you lived through those times and you knew me, I saw Motley Crue on every tour, and then I even saw John Corabi, like the story we just said. Aaron, were you with me at Generation Swine when we saw that?
No, I was living in Florida on that tour. I didn't see the original four until 2005 on the when they played, like they had no opening act. It was like the circus tour or whatever.
Well,
That was the first time I seen the whole band.
I was actually watching one of the old Take Five podcasts not long ago, and Dustin blew me away because band I had not heard of back then or ever since opened up for Motley Crue was Johnny Crash.
Yep.
And Tesla and Motley Crue. I saw that tour, and I mean, that it was a great show, but nobody wanted to go with me. I had to go to that show all by myself. I think I was like 17, drove out to Buckeye Lake all by myself and hung out all day long. And
Why didn't you call me?
Are there any YouTube videos of that show on YouTube?
I think there is.
yeah, yep.
Yeah, because I did see like some YouTube stuff of Motley Crue, and it looked like it was at Buckeye or
Buckeye
like
Lake.
Legend Valley or whatever.
Yeah.
It was so hot, and between the bands, they would come out with a water hose and hose everybody down, and you can imagine what that led to.
Yeah.
I was like 16 or 17, and it was the greatest time of my life. I don't think I would have made it through the 80s without Motley Crue.
Yeah, I always say that's the band that made me who I am today.
Did any of you guys see Motley Crue when they were with Poison and New York Dolls? Like I think it was like 2012 era.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep. I actually went, and I had my daughter with me, and I think she was probably 12 years old.
Uh-huh.
And Motley Crue come out, and Tommy Lee had this roller coaster drum set. So he wants to get some girl out of the audience and put her on the back of the drum kit. So of course she pulls her top off. So my wife and my daughter decide to go outside then. So they text me, and they're standing out there with CC DeVille, and they're like, "You should come out."
Oh wow!
Just pictures with him, and I was like, "Wow, what do I do? Watch the rest of the Motley Crue show, or go meet CC?" I stayed inside and watched Motley Crue.
I figured that, Sam.
I would have.
Well, see, it's funny you tell that story because Tommy Lee's known for the titty cam, right?
Yep.
Well, when we went to see him, it was when Alice Cooper opened up. It was probably about 8 years ago or something like that. We had this girl with us. She kept taking her top off, and the ushers were going to threaten to kick us out if she didn't put her shirt on. We're like, "This is Motley Crue. This is what you do at a Motley Crue show." I mean, you remember that, Trax?
Yeah, I remember that.
And I was like, yeah, they're like, "Oh, it was like an old lady. She's like, "You better put your shirt on." I was like, "Man, this is Motley Crue, man. You know, they encourage this kind of shit."
She even went up to the empty balcony just so she'd take her shirt off and nobody could say anything.
Yeah, that's great.
What tour was that on, Aaron?
Generation Swine was a. Sorry, go ahead, Matt.
What tour was that?
That was the last one.
This must have been their last tour.
Yeah.
Farewell one? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
The last time they were
2016
here.
or something.
Okay. Cool.
I
What was you
saw,
saying, Sam?
When I saw Motley Crue on the Generation Swine tour, it was at Vets Memorial with Trick. Now, for me, it seems like I love Cheap Trick, but Cheap Trick doesn't really seem like an opening band for Motley Crue. But
Yeah.
it was Vets Memorial, I believe.
Yeah.
If you knew Vets Memorial, it was all the ushers are like 100 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And like, what are they going to do if you decide to run up to the stage? the end of the show, Motley Crue says, "Come on down, get on stage." So everybody wanders down. There's 100 people on the stage, and it took them 3 or 4 times. They're like, "No, we're serious. Come down, get on the stage." And the ushers, they had no idea what to do with everybody climbing up on stage.
Yeah. I see. I'm gonna comment on the whole Cheap Trick thing. One thing that's good about Cheap Trick is they can tour with so many different styles of bands and fit. You know what I mean? Like they'll tour like Foreigner or something, but then they tour with like I think they even toured with Guns N' Roses before. Like there's like so like that's what's good about them because they like they're not really one specific genre to me. They're just
they could tour with Green Day, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, like, it's just so weird. Like, that's one band that can get away with
Yeah.
and fit.
That is true.
I mean, could they go with like Rob Zombie or something though? You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like that might be stretching a little bit, but but yeah, I mean, but something I could see him with like Godsmack or something like that, even. You know what I mean? But maybe not Rob Zombie, but you know.
I don't know. Well, Rob Zombie, he covered a Ramones song when I saw him once.
Yeah. He loves the Ramones.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe, you know, I don't know.
I know they tour with like Smashing Pumpkins at one time, and you know what I mean. Like it's.
Yeah.
We're about to run out of time. Matt, you wanted to promote anything?
At the moment, well, we're not really doing too much at this moment. So I mean, I guess just, you know, if anyone wants to listen to Roxy Made music online, we're on Spotify, iTunes, all the streaming platforms, and like if you want to check out our Instagram or Facebook and, you know, post anything or ask a question about the band or anything, that'd be cool. But we're not really playing shows right now, but we hope to be sometime in the next few months, probably.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How's your hearing?
Oh, dude, I mean, like it's just all over the place. Like I'm having this weird. I don't even want to. I won't get into it too much because it sucks. But I'm having weird ear problems in my left ear and then a little bit in my right ear.
That sucks.
It sucks, man.
Crazy, like ringing and like sensitive to all the noises around me and shit.
Yeah. Well, for people who don't know, Roxy May is the band that we use in our earlier intros. Thanks for letting us use that, Matt.
No problem. You guys used Dirty Girl and then the other one. Shit.
Bring It Down.
Bring Me Down. Yeah.
Bring Me Down. Yeah. We're out of time.
Okay.
Thanks for coming on, Matt.
No problem, guys. Thanks for having me. This was fun. This is cool.
All right. 5 and out.
All right, later. Peace.